Marcus Tullius Cicero, considered by most to be Rome's greatest orator. Wasn't Cicero that famous Roman statesman? Shh, stop talking during the movie. But yeah, he was. Cicero was a famous Roman lawyer, author, orator, and statesman during the late Roman Republic. And even in Cicero's early political career, Cicero had already gone through numerous trials and even exposed a conspiracy against the Roman Republic. One of the most famous of these trials was the trial of Gaius Verres, where Cicero had led the prosecution against Verres. Verres was the provincial governor of Sicily at the time, and Cicero had rightly accused Verres of extorting money and grain from this rich Roman province. Verres' extortion caused Sicily to lose much of its previous prosperity. Cicero created an extremely powerful narrative, and his first speech was so effective that Verres' defendant refused to even respond back. Needless to say, Cicero was successful in prosecuting Verres. Throughout Cicero's later political career and life, he would strive to uphold the Roman Republic because he believed that the Republic was an ideal form of government because it had aspects of a monarchy, democracy, and aristocracy. Each of these types of governments had their own flaws, but when combined together, Cicero believed that an ideal form of government would be created, such as the Republic. Due to Cicero's infallible belief in the Republic, when the first Roman triumvirate was formed, which was made up of Caesar, Pompey, and Crassus, who were all extremely powerful people in Rome, and they asked Cicero to join them, he refused because of his belief in the Republic, and that the triumvirate would be a threat to his beloved Republic. Because of his refusal, the triumvirate would exile Cicero from Rome, and Cicero would have to turn to writing, which is what he is remembered most for in the modern day. Among his many famous works were the books On the Republic and On the Laws, which were both written in the form of conversations between friends. In these two books, Cicero had talked about restoring the Republic to a state without corruption, and although his ideas were not new at the time, he is still considered the father of modern law and politics because of how large an impact his ideas had on modern thinkers and philosophers. Another of Cicero's very famous works were the Catiline Orations, which were a set of speeches accusing Catiline, a fellow Roman politician, of a conspiracy against the Roman Republic. When Cicero would eventually return from exile, he would find Rome in turmoil and was helpless to stop Caesar as he became dictator. A conspiracy of a group of senators would eventually end up assassinating Caesar, but this did not mark the end of the Republic's troubles. Through a series of twists and turns, Cicero would end up becoming very close to Octavian, who was Caesar's heir. It is said that Octavian and Cicero were as close as father and son. But Cicero would end up being betrayed by Octavian, and Octavian ended up creating a second triumvirate with Mark Antony, Caesar's close friend, and Lepidus, one of Caesar's generals. The second triumvirate would then begin to kill off their enemies through proscription, which was the act of condemning someone to death. They would do this by posting whoever was proscripted onto a list for all to see. And as Octavian insisted Cicero be spared, Cicero was still added to the proscription list. Prior to be adding to the proscription list, Cicero retreated to his countryside villa in southern Italy because he was devastated from his failure at saving the Republic. But after he learned that he was added to this proscription list, he made plans to flee Italy, as he knew he would become a wanted man. Cicero was eventually caught up to on his way to the sea by Antony's men, and when Cicero learned that men were close behind, he stopped and waited for the men to catch up. When they arrived, Cicero turned to them and said there was nothing proper in what they were doing, but they should at least properly cut off his head. Cicero then stuck out his neck and indicated what he wanted done. The soldiers complied, ending Cicero's life. Cicero truly deserved better than this miserable death, as he is considered by many to be Rome's greatest statesman, always putting his country before him.